The smell of pine and cinnamon filled my parents' living room as 23 family members gathered around the long dining table. Aunts, uncles, cousins, and grandparents laughed while crystal glasses sparkled beneath the chandelier. Christmas had always been my mother's favorite holiday because it gave her a chance to impress everyone with her generosity. I arrived late from work, still wearing my office clothes. My mother had texted me 3 times telling me not to be late because she had an important family announcement. I assumed my father was retiring or that they were planning a vacation. I never imagined my mother was about to give away something that belonged to me. After dinner, she stood and tapped her wine glass. Everyone, I have wonderful news. She opened an expensive leather folder while my sister Emily smiled beside her. As you all know, my mother said proudly, Emily and her family have struggled for years with medical bills and home repairs. Jennifer owns a beautiful lake house that she hardly uses. I frowned. To help Emily, I've arranged for the property to be transferred into her name. Starting today, the lake house belongs to her. She lifted several official-looking documents. My signature was already printed on them. The room burst into applause. What a generous gift. My aunt cried. Emily hugged our mother, already talking about summer vacations. I slowly placed my fork on the table. What transfer? I asked quietly. My mother's smile remained. Don't make this difficult, Jennifer. Your sister needs it more. I never agreed to transfer my property. Uncle Robert adjusted his glasses. I reviewed the paperwork. Everything appears legal. I looked around the room before pulling out my phone. Double quotes, actually, ... There's something everyone should know. The room became silent. 2 days ago, my title insurance company contacted me. Someone tried to transfer ownership of my lake house without my permission. Confused faces stared back at me. The county recorder flagged the documents because the signature didn't match mine. The notary stamp belonged to someone whose license expired years ago. I looked directly at my mother. The documents are fake. Her face lost its color. This is just a misunderstanding, she said. Quickly, no. I opened another email. My property manager also called because someone claiming to be the new owner demanded rental records. Several relatives looked surprised. Rental records? Aunt Linda asked. I rent the house year-round. I explained. It earns $4,800 every month. Gasps spread around the table. It's worth about $1.4 million today. I bought it 6 years ago with my own savings and turned it into a successful investment property. Grandmother slowly turned toward my mother. You told me Jennifer won that house in a contest. You misunderstood. My mother answered nervously. No. Grandmother replied. You lied. I continued calmly. For years, I've been called selfish because I worked hard and invested wisely. Last year, I loaned Emily $15,000 for medical bills. Before that, I co-signed her car loan. Every time I helped, I was told it wasn't enough. My mother interrupted. You're twisting everything. I'm stating facts. I looked at everyone gathered around the table 3 months ago. Mom asked for my property information. She claimed she needed it to update her will. Instead, she used those details to prepare fake transfer documents. Uncle Robert's face turned white. Margaret, he whispered. You told me Jennifer had approved this. I thought she would eventually. I never approved anything. I showed them another message. My attorney informed me this wasn't the first attempt. 2 earlier attempts to change ownership were rejected. Emily slowly stood. Mom ... Is that true? My mother finally snapped. Your sister has always had more than she deserves. Someone had to make things fair by forging legal documents. Grandmother asked sharply. I nodded. The district attorney already has the evidence. Forgery, identity theft, filing false documents. Grandmother covered her mouth. My signature is on those papers. I know. You were in Arizona when they were signed. Uncle Robert stood. Immediately, I need to call my lawyer. He hurried out of the house without another word. That Emily looked at me with tears in her eyes. I honestly believed you wanted me to have it. I believe you, I said softly. But you never questioned why I would suddenly give away my retirement. Investment, she couldn't answer. My mother slammed her hand on the table. You're destroying this family over. House, I shook my head. No, you destroyed this family when you forged my signature. I gathered my coat and purse. Grandmother stood beside me. I'm leaving with Jennifer. My mother stared in disbelief. You're choosing her over your own daughter. Grandmother answered before I could. I'm choosing the person who told the truth. Without another word, we walked out together into the cold Christmas night.